This video lesson is on Aicuf Constitution, which is meant for giving orientation to the Aicufers, prepared by the Aicuf National Secretariat, Chennai. All India Catholic University Federation is 96 years old. The secret of its longevity is its well-written constitution, born out of democratic deliberations and discussions. Constitution of Aicuf is not merely a rule book. It is a source of inspiration for Aicuf. It functions as guiding principle, just like a navigator. If any Aicufer deeply reflects on the preamble of the Constitution, he or she would find a way of life. In this democratic Catholic youth movement, Constitution is the final authority to settle matters arising out of dispute. The logo of Aicuf stands for the students' commitment to the university, the church, and society. Of course, without leaving out gender equality in the movement. From the very beginning, as early as 1924, Aicuf, South India Catholic University Federation, was following Catholic Students' Union Constitution, which was based on Catholic Workers' Constitution. This went on up to 1955. Aicuf then revised the constitution in 1967. Aicuf wanted to be more effective in the changed circumstances and felt the need to be more relevant, and hence a commission was formed in 1987. And a new constitution was published in 1989 during the Third National Convention. The Fourth Convention, which took place in 1999, brought about many amendments to the constitution. Consequently, the Fifth National Council, which took place at Loyola College, Chennai, 2010, also brought in few amendments. The forthcoming National Convention on 2020 stands postponed due to Corona-19 pandemic.
Preamble. We, the members of the All India Catholic University Federation, stand for the service and liberation of all human persons, as Jesus did, irrespective of caste, gender, language, or belief. As members of the larger human family, we affirm our solidarity with all those engaged in the struggle for peace, human and democratic rights, and for a world marked by growing economic interdependence and equality. We recognize and respect plurality of cultures, religions, and ideologies, contributing to the growth of human beings as created in the image of God. As citizens of India and an integral part of a nation, striving to discover a new identity and to build a new and just social, economic, and political order, we opt to place ourselves on the side of the oppressed and the marginalized and continue to struggle till the end. As men and women in the universities, we understand that these institutions, though part of an unjust power structure, still provide space for debate, and this in which we shall utilize in the process of social change. As members of a Christian movement, we draw our inspiration from the life and teachings of Jesus Christ in our attempt to build, in solidarity with men and women of various faiths, a new society and university in tune with the needs and aspiration of oppressed masses. Aims and objectives. To enable students to develop a critical awareness and analysis of the Indian and world situation, to cultivate a deep and genuine concern for the oppressed and marginalized, and to effectively commit themselves to the task of building a new and just society. To help students evolve a spirituality that has humanization as its core through involvement and reflection. To motivate students to become involved in studies, research, and activities linked to broader social issues and struggles with a view to becoming a creative and critical force within the university. To enable Christian students to play a prophetic role in their communities through a living and critical understanding of their faith, drawing inspiration from the Gospels, the Eucharist, and their prayer life.
From the very beginning, as early as 1924, Aicuf, South India Catholic University Federation, was following Catholic Students' Union Constitution, which was based on Catholic Young Workers' Constitution. This went on up to 1955. Finally, Aicuf revised the Constitution in 1967. Aicuf wanted to be more effective in the changed circumstances and felt the need to be more relevant, and hence a commission was formed in 1987 and a new constitution was published in 1989 during the Third National Convention. The Fourth Convention, which took place in 1999, brought about many amendments to the Constitution. Consequently, the Fifth National Council, which took place at Loyola College, Chennai in 2010, also brought in few amendments. The forthcoming National Convention on 2020 stands postponed due to Corona-19 pandemic. In the Aicuf Constitution, there are 70 articles and 46 annexures. The 70 articles are further divided into 17 chapters. Each chapter is further explained by the annexure. In Aicuf, we come across the word called C, the letter C. C stands for Congress, Aicuf Congress, Aicuf Convention, Aicuf Consultation, Aicuf National Council, Aicuf Commissions. Congress. Congress takes place once in a way in which every member of Aicuf will participate. In the past, National Congress of Aicuf took place 1952, 56, 58 and 61. And most of the national congresses, about 3,000 students participated. I am coming to convention. National Convention of Aicuf takes place once in 10 years. The first convention was in 1965, the second one was 1968, and third one was 1989, and fourth one was 1999, and the fifth one took place in 2010. And 2020, the sixth one has to take place. Coming to consultation. Once in a way, Aicuf conducts consultation in order to study specific issues and understand the implications of the evaluation reports of Aicuf. Consultation took place 1970, 1982, 88, 94 and 99. Coming to National Council. National Council of Aicuf is a very important meeting which takes place once in a year. Usually it takes place month of August. National Council started taking place from the year 89 onwards. It is the National Council wherein the national team members come together and state reports are presented, the evaluation is done, and further planning for the future also takes place in the National Council. There are also specific commissions related to the target groups which Aicuf has chosen. There are Dalit Commission, Women Commission, Refugee Commission and Adivasi Commission. This was in fact approved in 1999 in the National Convention. Let us try to learn something about the units of Aicuf. The units of Aicuf in fact lay the foundation for Aicuf. When a college student joins Aicuf, he or she joins in a unit of Aicuf. Aicuf units can be formed in the universities, regular colleges, including professional and technical, and centers of research or higher learning, in the students' hostels, parishes, villages, present in towns and cities. The executive committee of a unit consists of the unit president, secretary, treasurer, and other office bearers depending on the needs of the unit. The members of the unit can be elected as office bearers only on completion of 1 year in Aicuf, except in the case of newly formed units. The unit advisor is part of the unit executive committee without voting power. The elected office bearers function only for 1 year. Let me explain to you about Aicuf states. Many units present in a state form an Aicuf state. But in fact, Aicuf state is slightly different from our Indian states. Sometimes Aicuf state includes 2 Indian states, like Telangana and Andhra together form one Aicuf state. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh together is called MP, Madhya Pradesh Aicuf state, and Rajasthan and Delhi together it's called one Aicuf state. So this needs to be understood by the Aicuf members. All the Aicuf members of the colleges, which means all the units, are the general body members of the Aicuf state. Aicuf State Executive Council. State Executive Council consists of the state president, secretary, vice president, joint secretary, treasurer, and the conveners of the commissions, of whom at least one shall be a woman. National team member and national council member elected by the state will be invitees to the state executive committee. The state advisor and one state full-timer are members of the state executive committee without voting power. When any one of the above office bearers is unable to attend a council meeting, the respective region can send a delegate in his or her place. Such delegates have voting power but cannot be elected to the executive committee. In the state council, only student members have voting power. The state council is the highest decision-making body at the state level. It convenes state conventions, state congresses, and appoints commissions on specific issues as and when required. Its term of office is only 1 year. It meets at least twice a year. We have come to state convention. State convention consists of presidents and secretaries of all the units in the state. Full-timers and advisors are invitees to the state convention. At the state level, the state convention is the ultimate authority to pass and amend the state policy document. It meets at least once in 3 years and as and when the state council deems it necessary. State Congress. A state congress of all the members in the state meets at least once in 5 years. We have come to National Council. National Council is the most important meeting in Aicuf. National Council consists of 2 student delegates and 1 full-timer from each state elected from and by the state council. The state advisor, the full-timers at the national center, 1 student along with 1 advisor or animator from each commission, and the national advisor. In the National Council, only student delegates have voting power. Only Catholics are eligible to be members of the National Council. However, the council should be competent to invite others to enlighten the council on specific issues or to share specific experiences of various groups. Function of the National Council. National Council sums up the experiences of different states, leading to networks of solidarity at the national level. It ensures ongoing self-evaluation and theological reflection for the progress of the movement. It decides the topics and themes of national level programs as well as for the Rally magazine. The representatives of each commission in the National Council share reports and experiences and present issues concerning their commission in every council meeting. National Council convenes national conventions or congresses and appoints national level committees on specific issues as and when required. It takes up other matters that might require attention within the framework of the Constitution. It meets at least once a year, preferably in the month of August. Its term of office is 1 year. Few words about the national team. National team consists of 1 student member representing every Aicuf state elected from and by the state council, 2 full-timers from the national center elected by the full-timers themselves, 1 student representative from the commissions in rotation in the council, and the national advisor. At least 2 women student representatives must be in the national team. Only the student members of the national team have voting power. We are coming to now the National Convention. The National Convention consists of the presidents and secretaries of all the duly affiliated units of the movement. Full-timers and advisors are invitees to the National Convention. The National Convention meets once in 10 years and as and when the National Council seems it necessary. At the national level, the National Convention is the ultimate authority on all matters pertaining to the Constitution. We have come to the end of the presentation of Aicuf Constitution. I'd like to say a word about the National Congress. A National Congress of all the members of the movement shall be convened as and when required. In the past, National Congress was possible because the number was very low, but at present we have more than 20,000 students. It's impossible for us to gather all 20,000 students in one place and conduct the National Congress. However, it is a possibility. If someone wants to convene a National Congress, it can be done. If someone wants to convene a National Congress, it can be done. Thank you very much.